DreamWorks Animation is mostly known for fun, kid-friendly movies packed with humor, action, and bright visuals. From Shrek to Kung Fu Panda to How to Train Your Dragon, their films are usually feel-good, adventurous tales that appeal to all ages. But with The Bad Guys, and especially its sequel, The Bad Guys 2, DreamWorks has quietly done something different. They've made a story that's not just about cartoon animals stealing things or saving the day. Underneath all the jokes, action scenes, and stylish animation, these films are packed with smart political commentary, especially about how society treats criminals, redemption, and the flaws in the justice system. At first glance, The Bad Guys 2 looks like another fun sequel. Based on Aaron Blabey's children's books, the series follows a group of charming animal criminals, including wolf, snake, piranha, shark, and tarantula, who try to turn over a new leaf after spending years robbing banks and causing chaos. The first film focused on their journey from villains to heroes. But the second film digs deeper. It doesn't just show what it's like to become good. It shows how hard it is for people, or in this case, animals, to be seen as good by a world that's already judged them. The Bad Guys 2 doesn't wave a flag saying, "This is political," but once you start looking closer, it becomes obvious how the movie touches on real-world issues. It's a story about redemption, but also about the way society often refuses to give people second chances, especially those who've been labeled as bad. In America, this theme hits hard. The justice system is known for being unforgiving, especially to people who've been incarcerated. That's the exact world the bad guys are living in. And that's what makes these movies, especially the sequel, so much more than just another animated comedy. Right from the start, the series gives us characters who've been rejected by the world. Wolf and his crew are criminals, yes, but they're also outcasts. They've been called monsters, villains, and threats to society, even when they're just going to the beach or walking down the street. Society already decided they were dangerous long before they committed any crimes. And because they were never given a chance, they leaned into that role. Why try to fit into a society that already fears you? It's a surprisingly deep message for a kid's film, one that mirrors how real people, especially ex-cons, are often treated in the real world. This gets even more intense in The Bad Guys 2. The group has gone through the big redemption arc. They saved the day. They paid their dues. They want to live honest lives. But society isn't interested in giving them that chance. Employers won't hire them. Landlords don't want them. The public still assumes they're criminals. They're constantly being blamed for things they didn't do. Even the police keep watching them with suspicion. This rejection pushes Wolf to ask a heartbreaking question: why should we save a society that doesn't want us in the first place? This theme of rejection and prejudice becomes even more powerful through the character of Kitty Cat, the leader of the Bad Girls, a new group of villains introduced in the sequel. Kitty has her own reasons for turning to crime, and her conversation with Wolf makes it clear she was judged from the start. People looked at her appearance, her personality, and assumed she was trouble. So eventually, she became what they expected. This idea, that constant judgment can push someone into becoming exactly what society fears, is a painful truth in the real world. Especially for people from marginalized communities, Kitty's story hits home. The casting of Danielle Brooks, known for her work in Orange is the New Black, as Kitty adds another layer. She brings a real sense of pain and determination to the character. And considering Brooks' past roles dealing with prison life and injustice, her voice carries weight in a movie that's clearly drawing from real life struggles. There's also an important detail that's easy to overlook. D.E. Wolfe. Diane, a reformed thief and love interest, and Kitty are all talking animals in a mostly human world. This choice isn't just a fun creative twist. It emphasizes how different they are. They're literally not like the rest of society, and people treat them accordingly. It's a clear metaphor for race, bias, and how people can be dehumanized, or in this case, animalized, based on things they can't control. While the bad guys want to move forward, the world keeps pulling them back. In one scene, a wrestling match ends and the crowd immediately thinks the bad guys stole the championship belt, even though they did nothing. This moment is played for laughs, but the message is serious. No matter how much they've changed, they're still seen as criminals. The police are no better. They're always quick to suspect the bad guys. They're not evil or corrupt in an over-the-top way, just blind to change and stuck in their assumptions. That might be even scarier because it reflects how real systems work. The real turning point comes near the end. After being hunted, accused, and underestimated, the bad guys once again save the day. But this time, it's not just about doing something heroic. It's about proving, beyond any doubt, that they are good now, even if the world refuses to accept it. Ironically, society only recognizes their redemption after they're believed to be dead. In a clever moment of dark satire, reporter Tiffany Fluffett cries during their funeral and says society failed them by never giving them a chance. This same character spent most of the film reporting on the bad guys as if they were guilty from the start. This moment speaks volumes. It shows how people often only show sympathy when it's too late, when the bad guys can no longer prove themselves. It's a bitter truth, and the film handles it with surprising maturity for a kid's movie. Redemption, it seems, isn't just about changing yourself. It's about convincing a stubborn world to see that change. And then there's Misty Luggins, the tough police officer who didn't trust the bad guys in the first movie and doesn't trust them in the second either. At least not at first. She's a complicated character. She's a symbol of the system. Harsh, suspicious, but not entirely heartless. When she finally decides to believe in the bad guys, it makes all the difference. Her change of heart is what allows the final mission to succeed. It's a subtle but important reminder that for redemption to truly matter, someone in power has to be willing to believe in it. What makes The Bad Guys and its sequel stand out is how it uses its genre, a goofy, animated heist movie, to explore something very real and very serious. Most animated films avoid touching on real-world issues like mass incarceration, systemic bias, or the difficulties of starting over. But The Bad Guys 2 tackles these subjects head-on. And it does so with humor, style, and action, making the message easier to absorb, especially for younger viewers. In a time where movies often play it safe, DreamWorks took a surprising risk here. They didn't just make a fun sequel. They used a beloved franchise to talk about injustice, forgiveness, and the uphill battle that comes with trying to rejoin a society that's already written you off. It's a bold move. And while it may not scream political. On the surface, there's no denying that The Bad Guys 2 is DreamWorks' most socially conscious movie yet. It's a movie that says the T redemption matters. But it only works if we let it. The bad guys don't just want to be good. They want to be seen as good. That's the hard part. That's the real story. And that's what makes this quiet, clever little film one of the most important things DreamWorks has ever made.